We're here. Hey, everybody. Laura St. John from Strong Confident Living. I'm recording this for members. I will post this in the calendar of events. For those of you who are new to me, thank you for trusting in the process and trusting in yourself and trusting me with your time. You are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Stuck is just a feeling. So my job during this next hour is to help any and all of you get unstuck. If you're feeling really stuck in the negative, you feel like you're being really challenged, life is sending you a whole bunch of curveballs, it is because you're stronger. Okay, it is stronger, like you are stronger than you even may think right now. And you need to think of a bigger jump in terms of a solution. So that's my job as a mindset coach. I really want to make tonight more interactive than usual. So not on Facebook comments, but on inside. If you've made it to the inside of this Zoom as a panelist or attendee, you're going to be able to kind of push the content tonight with me as I pose questions back to you, and we do it more interactive for this workshop. This workshop is about how to flip an attitude from negative to positive, because your attitude as a mindset coach, I don't know whether you guys see that forwards or backwards, but I'm a mindset coach. I own a company, Strong Confident Living. If you're new, you may be inside our new programs. We've got a lot of people here who have been following the content for years. Wherever you are in this journey, there's always a deeper level of self-awareness that will help produce new results in your life. And again, as a mindset coach, my job is to help you push your thoughts to a newer limit so you can shift your perspective on your current reality, your current situation. So if you're seeking the situations to change so you can feel better, I help you flip it. I help you flip your thoughts and your feelings so you can adjust the situation, step into it differently, and then readjust your future moving forward. And it's a really, let's see, how would I explain it? It's a really unique process because most people are stuck right now in the energy of their own problems, okay? And we all have been there. We have all been there to struggling against our own stuff. But I can promise you, I believe in my heart that you did not come here to planet Earth to stay in a struggle for your whole life. I don't think so, okay? I think you came here to create and self-express yourself as fully as possible. And the more you unlock and unblock the fears and self-doubts that are manifesting themselves as roadblocks that you can justify, right? And you can defend and be like, but Laura, I got all this crap going on in my life. Can I just list it to you so you see how hard things are? That does not help me help you, okay? That helps me help you stay stuck. And my job is to help you unstuck. So the more that you are justifying and defending and complaining about all of your problems and broadcasting them out to friends or on Facebook or wherever, the more you are putting out there, this is my problem. Let me make it more gigantic. Let me add fuel to it. Let me talk about it. Let me poke at it from this direction. Let me poke at it from that direction. And you will stay, adding fuel to that. So I'm here to offer you some relief and guidance in this hour. I want to help you give yourself a free pass. Okay. Literally, if you need to take notes, write on the paper, free pass from this time, which is right now, to the next 60 minutes. I have a free pass to just create, a free pass to alleviate and take all those big problems that are on my shoulders and just put them down for a little bit. Because if I can just put them down versus feel guilty about them, feel shame about them, feel like they're too big for me to solve, well, maybe it's not your problem to solve. Maybe it's going to solve itself through some other method and you think you need to control it all. But in this next hour, I invite you to write down free pass to me, from me, so I can create a space for myself to create. And that's the energy in which I create all of my mindset classes and courses that I give you, is that I fully believe right now, and you can write this down too if you need to hear this. And I just invite you, just write down whatever resonates with you, dismiss what doesn't, and don't go teaching and preaching it to everybody. Just internalize it. Give this gift of the next hour to you from you, because most likely you are such a giver and maybe you give to anyone and everyone but yourself. And this hour has to be about you gifting yourself the time to heal or clean up some of these things or burdens that are going on, so you can again move into a space to create. So my intention is that as I light things up for you that feel like truth to you, write them down, digest them, let them come into greater focus. Okay, let my words push your thoughts and push your emotions into a greater focus into what you want so clearly in your life. Okay, so again, welcome guys as you're tuning in. I love to see people from Sydney, Australia, Pennsylvania, Jersey, where I'm from. I also lived in Colorado, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Now I'm out here in Malibu, California. I've lived, an extraordinary life in my 45 years. I have really jumped from, an unbelievable upbringing with my family who really taught me how to tap into intuition and imagination and think big and create, to running an education company for 15 years for young kids who taught me everything I needed to know, growing a company to 700 locations, launching my own gyms, living in the mountains, living at the beach, just flexing happiness so I could make big decisions when life either threw me curveballs and really tough times, and when life threw me things that I needed to act fast and be like, yeah, let's pick up and move to Malibu. I don't know, just put our stuff in storage. I think we'll find a house. Okay. That level of faith and trust that I've had to tap into, that I teach you guys, because sometimes when you're stuck in the unknown, okay, and you're stuck in the dark of not knowing, there's an equal and opposite light to that dark. Okay. So I love keeping a coin on me often at all times. And I know a lot of people in our community have done this, but this is the basics of Newton's law, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. What dance party am I in right now? Am I playing with fear and self-doubt and all of the things I don't want to manifest? That's this broadcast. Where in my life am I participating in clearly what I no longer want? And why am I choosing to participate in it? I may have said this last week, and I'll say it again and again and again, because it's what's happening right now on planet Earth, which is power cannot be taken. It can only be given. Okay. I'm going to say that again because it's the theme of really the 6-week content. Power cannot be taken. It can only be given. And it's given through our own choices of how we choose to participate in it. And I'm not here again to diminish any struggles that you might be going through. I'm here to say, where are you playing still in the negative? And where do you need to draw clearer lines for yourself so you can flip it? Okay, so you can take more responsibility of how you want to progress forward. So you can recognize that, wow, Laura, when I am feeling weak, I do struggle and I get sucked back into the old. And where can I help you move from victim you into strong, confident you? And think about that right now. Where are you feeling a victim of circumstances in different areas of your life? I love, the 6-week challenge is because it's built on health and happiness, and you taking charge of your health, right? The simple 6 meal plan, all the tools I give you, even the workouts and the different things, because you need to elevate your own energy right now. You need to elevate your own energy so you can really be at a higher vibe. So when life's trying to throw you the different curveballs, you can participate and not move the line that you've drawn for yourself clearly, and stop playing what I was saying, on the wrong dance floor. Not the wrong, but you got to decide, am I dancing? There's 2 dance floors. This is the way I see it. I see it very visually. And if you guys like to draw things or whatever, you could either be as you navigate through life's challenges, you could be dancing over here where you're dancing with all of your fears and your problems and you're trying to solve things. And there's an not so fun dance party going on, okay, every day. It might feel like a battle, but whatever. But like you're dancing with that set of characters in your life, the set of problems, and the reason I say dancing is because somehow you're participating in it. You could be participating in it just because you're condoning it. Okay. And this era right now, as our planet is shifting and chaos is happening, I fully believe that it is pushing you to what I think is the other dance floor, where it's a lot more fun, people. Okay. There's a whole party going on the other dance floor. The other dance floor is where you flip your problems into all of your greatest success stories. And you guys have seen this. You've seen how a homeless person who had zero money, like somehow made it and now is like thriving. You see the stories of struggle to success. And that is the difference. That is the job. That is the knowing that for every negative, there's an equal and opposite positive. But where are you falling in line with that? Versus where are you sitting back and being like, all these things need to change, Laura, and then I'll be happy. Then I could be healthy. Stop waiting. Or you could just own it and be like, you know what? I'm 80% there in this area of my life. Okay. Well, then fully embrace where you are in the process. That would be my highest recommendation right now. Okay. So you got to go over this dance party. Thank you, Holly. She's like, good visual. There's a way more fun dance party, people. There's a dance party that is happening for you and is like the dance floor that is waiting for you to rise up and into it and be like, oh my gosh, who knew that when I raised my own expectations, when I raised it for myself and I started not needing all these other things to change, that like the dance party got that much better, that I flipped into this other side. So the way I see it, if you are a visual learner, is that like life is like, I could take a piece of paper right now and literally split it in half. And sometimes I saw this, and my husband and I went to a restaurant for our anniversary on September 2nd. And it was like, I described it to him, like, this is how I see life. Our table sat outside. It was like this beautiful outdoor place in Nobu in Malibu. And it's amazing because it's another side story. They like completely hooked us up because whatever. Anyway, that's a whole other story of fun manifesting. But you guys, at any time in life, there's this dance party and there's this dance party, and it's the negative or the positive. And you know where you are, especially if you guys have done my flip it list and you've done my tools inside my mindset classes, you know where you're participating, because on the negative side, you're exhausted, you're drained, you're all these things. And you just have hope that there's another side, right? And we flip you to over here. Anyway, our table was here and there's this like glass barrier. It was like literally a glass barrier from the people sitting indoors, that would be like that dance party, versus the people who were outdoors, and we were outdoors. That would be my best equation. However, it goes farther, okay? And you're ready for the high vibe party, good. There's another thing that happens. You come in to this door every single day, people. Every day you enter a door and you get to choose what side, really in every moment, that you want to live your life on, okay? And it's really interesting because I got to keep going with this analogy right now. So I see this at all times very visually in my head, that you walk through the door, through every moment, but let's just at least say every day. You choose to wake up, and I choose to be positive today. I choose my health and happiness over everything today. And I love to choose the highest vibe dance party on the planet that I could possibly live, because when I'm living on that side, I like amazing things come into my life. The people I'm meant to meet, like I can see them clearly. I intuitively know, okay, I'm that much more clear in my decision making. Everything that's happening, I want to stay on this side. Okay, I want to stay on this dance party. And do I fall into this side? Absolutely. I'm a mindset coach. I'm going to be 100% honest and vulnerable to tell you I fall into the dance party over there every now and then, and it's so uncomfortable. And the more you're self-aware and the more you're like, sometimes it's even more frustrating because you know you want to come over to this side, but you feel them in the moment stuck over there. But it's a knowledge, it's a knowing that you're like, oh, I'm falling into the wrong dance party. But anyway, my point is that we sat here. So here's here's my table at the restaurant, Scott and I. And I'm like, in any moment, there is this glass wall. It is really fragile. And there's different levels of energy that I'm going to walk you guys through. Okay. And the negative side, it's guilt and shame pull you like a strings that are so tethered onto this side. Guilt and shame, yes, the negative mosh pit, you love it, is happening over here. Guilt and shame are the lowest people in the party that are pulling you down. Okay, they're like clawing at you to come over there. That's guilt and shame. Okay, and then the next level is kind of like a little bit of hopeless or despair. There's that dance party. Like, let me dance in guilt. Let me dance in shame. Let me dance in hopeless. Let me dance in despair. These are all feelings that exist inside you right now. They exist inside me right now. They exist inside all of us right now. So every feeling exists inside you right now. So just own that. What one am I dancing with right now? Okay. So hopeless and despair. Then there's anger and frustration and resentment. That also lives over here. That is a powerful energy. And that is also a basis of this workshop this evening, where I walk you back through to the positive dance party, because resentment is like, it's stewy. You stew in it. You're like stuck. Okay. Those are like sticky boots on the dance floor. You are like stuck in resentment, because resentment means you're not getting the anger out. You're not finding healthy ways, whether it's like through our workouts or through eating healthy or through like going for a walk. You're not finding ways to let that resentment, it wants to leave your body, and it has to, guys. It's not healthy for you to harbor resentment. It's actually very unhealthy. Okay. It's not good for your body to hold the anger and negative emotion in. But you got to get yourself, which is what what I love to get you to, which is again tonight, how to flip negative to positive. I love to get you to the anger. I love to get you to the frustration. Like, Laura, I'm so done with this. I'm done feeling but you could be done with all those feelings that were even more negative. You could be done with hopelessness. You could be done with despair. You could be done with guilt. You could be done with shame. You could be done with resentment. Get to anger. Anger is motivating. It is the most motivating negative emotion that's out there, but it's where most people go wrong. Most people stay in the negative side and dance with anger and go into massive action and don't realize, again, that they are still in the dance party that is creating action from anger. And you got to flip from frustration into clarity, because this is the line of courage, guys. The courage is what separates you from the negative emotion to the positive emotion. So when you are dancing on the wrong dance party or the negative one, it's really not even wrong, but I'm going to say wrong because most people feel like it's bad, or they're bringing up an old ick emotion, and stop judging it. Even when I say it's wrong, it just means it's negative. It actually, just don't even judge yourself. Judging yourself sets up conditions that keeps you from entering the love side, the positive side. The love side is not conditional. So stop kicking yourself that you every now and then go to this dance party. When you draw that line of courage from anger, from frustration, and being like, Laura, I'm so friggin' done with this, and this, then you are really ready to take action. You are ready to clarify. So I clearly desire, which is right, the whole point of the Flip It list, guys, that whole tool that I literally base all of my work on, that I give you inside the content, so you can flip with that courage, that level of bravery that pushes you. It's the kick you need into the other dance floor. This is where your life gets fun. This is where you can be like, you mean I can create my life? I can create my next chapter, even if it has a lot of the same cast of characters who are not moving? Yes, let them dance over there. Let them dance over there. Do not require other people to be pulled, kicked, and dragged with you to the happy dance floor. It's where most people also go wrong, because then you are setting up a condition that in order for me to feel happiness, in order for me, Laura, to flip to the positive, I need him to behave like this. I need this job to do this for me. I need this government to do that. I need this country to do this. Okay, well, I don't know. What I look outside and I see the whole world falling apart, and it does not impact where I am dancing every friggin' day. I'm going to choose to dance on the happy dance floor, regardless of what's swirling outside of me. And that does not mean that I'm immune to it. I'm just participating in life at a different level because it's what life needs right now. It's what the people who are struggling need. They need you to step up without the expectations of you caging them into old expectations. If you want to shift yourself, but you're holding yourself back on other people that you feel like are dragging you down, if you can't cut the emotional strings, you got to cut to them because they're in your life, they're in your day, and you can't, then cut the emotional string to your old self, to the old version of you that condones certain things, and just be like, that's not okay for me. I'm not participating with that. And that's one of my favorite lines, guys. I don't care. I'm just not participating in that. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how that's going to, like, I don't know how, but this is the vision I hold for myself in this fun dance party. And I'm going to hold that vision no matter what. And that's a 100% decision. When you're at 100% decision, you are moving life in a level of certainty and trust that you guys have to step into if you feel like you're in a floundering state right now. Okay. So dancing in anger, frustration. Yes. So many people are dancing over there. Stop dancing over there. So tips. Okay. Tips that I'm going to give you right now. Where am I letting in the victim me in my life right now? Where am I letting in the victim me? Where can I tell myself that this is victim me and not strong, confident me? That I need to step into strong, confident me. I need to answer that differently. I need to maybe not participate. Maybe I need to not answer at all right now because I'm feeling the angst of the problem. So I literally am like, I can't help you with that right now. I'm actually feeling the energy of the problem. I can't answer that right now. I'll come back to that. Where sometimes the strongest reaction, guys, is no reaction. Because if you're falling into victim you, yes, my job, my home, my life, victim, all this stuff is happening to me and I can't change, Laura. And I'm going to say, no, despite all of that, you're actually even stronger. You're actually even stronger because you're self-aware enough to look outside at your reality and be like, not what I want. That's not what I want. All right. And with that strength, you can decide, I don't want to be victim to this stuff anymore. That is a weak version of me. And if I'm feeling victim, I'm going to feel weak and I'm going to move my lines. I'm going to condone more stuff. I'm going to let more stuff happen to me and give myself to all these things and prioritize myself last. And by doing so, you're going to stay dancing in that dance party you don't want to be in. You're going to keep co-creating in that level, in that vibe in your life. And you guys can see this in a linear way. You can move from point A to B quickly, especially right now as things are in turmoil, especially right now. I can help you up level faster than ever before. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. So if you're feeling it deeper than ever before, it's because you've never been more ready. You've never been more ready to take on a faster co-creation mode, okay, of dancing on this dance floor. So I'm going to open up, I'm going to go through right now, and you guys can start in the chat and just let me know where are you feeling like you are dancing on the negative dance floor, and I'm going to help you flip it to the positive. I'm actually going to I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to give you a live flip it list where I'm going to just walk you through the problem. I'm going to help you clean it up immediately. And I want everybody who's watching to take the live event, to take the interactivity of me being thrown different problems that you're experiencing, and then me flipping it back to you in the positive. And I want you to assimilate it. I want you to take the information that I'm spewing out, and I want you to think about what area in your life that it applies to for you. Because I 100% believe that all of you that are here inside the Zoom are here for a reason. And that I'm going to do, again, one of two things, depending on the situation. I'm either going to flip it and help you flip the negative to the positive, or I'm just going to speak to you as if you were your, like I call it, your notes from your future self. Okay, I'll put it that way. And I've been thinking about this as a series for my Strong, Confident Living people. Okay, that there's a note from your future self to your current self, that like congratulations card idea that I do, that congratulates you from stepping away from the negative and flipping into the positive. So I'm going to decide based on what you're throwing at me. And then with that, I'm going to weave in what I said tonight's content would be about. So I'm going to pull that up right now, which is how to flip from negative to positive, which is really everything that's about right now. And I'm pulling up my email to you guys. So I see how to flip a bad attitude. Oh, how to step into it. So write this down right now. Bigger vision, smaller steps. Most people are doing it backwards. They're trying to take big steps, but your vision's still too small. And that's why you keep dancing in the wrong dance party. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen and make sure before I flip this live to you guys that these are the topics that I emailed you that we talk about. How to flip a bad attitude, which is, again, I'm just doing the dance floor analogy. How to step into the 1 degree of change rule, which is, again, smaller steps to change your trajectory from negative to positive. I'm going to talk you through that. And again, if this is not new to you, because some of you have been with me for years, you're going to hear it in a new way because you're newer today than you were last week. You're newer today because people are shifting faster than ever right now. So if you're ready to shift, you might hear my content and you might hear me say some of these same things in a very different way. Okay, we're going to talk about through this whole process, the redefining of unhealthy relationships. Again, that's dancing on the other side. Where are you dancing with the fear side? Where are you dancing with your self-doubts? Where are you dancing with the negative emotions and letting them fester? How to stop the emotional roller coaster, all that, same idea. How to elevate your energy, like literally take a physical plan and implement it every day, right? Like I vibe up because I feed myself, I take care of myself, I exercise a couple times a week. You know, how to really make sure that you are at this point taking care of yourself. That'll also push you to the other dance floor. And then when do you need an attitude adjustment? Knowing your signs when you're feeling really weak. Would you put your hands up in the air? Do you shake your head? Do you blame everybody outside of you? Do you run under your covers? Do you just cry? Do you scream at people you love? Where do you go when you're feeling that negative? Everyone goes somewhere. I go into anxiety and overwhelm and over controlling. I literally stop myself. Okay. I literally go into, that's like my thing. I'm just like, I'll go into overwhelm and I'll start like changing everyone's schedules in my whole, you know, and like once I'm on, everybody else being like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing this? I like get hyper controlling. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it again. And I go do something else. So it's about catching yourself. It's about catching yourself and developing practices to be able to flip it. So this whole last half hour, I'm dedicating back to you all inside my Zoom. Okay, my members of my Strong, Confident Living people. So we could go through, and again, if you're not already in, make sure you're inside the content, Strong, Confident Living, okay? Go to /Laura, go to the mindset classes with Laura. I'm following along right now inside on the content that I do with you guys. This is the 20th time I'm celebrating doing the 6-week challenge with you guys. So all of the lessons and stuff that I'm giving are matching and mirroring at a deeper level the content that's inside the courses that you take. But my commitment to you in these workshops and these hands-on experiences is to go deeper. So if you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a lot for me right now, right? Like then listen to the videos over and over, let them sink in. because all of it, like all of my live stuff, is to push you even farther and deeper. All right, here we go. All right, I feel victim-y in my job and my home life. So Holly, if you didn't already, because I'm going to scroll through, just go deeper and explain a little bit more to me so I can help you flip it. My injuries, therefore bad eating. Okay, so Sonia, I'm going to help you just like speak to you from your future self. And you guys, this will be on recording, so you could go back. It's going to be in the live calendar of events inside. So you can take feverish notes if that helps you. Otherwise, just let it sink in. Okay. So my injuries and therefore my bad eating. What's really interesting for all of you, if you want, are like, Laura, I'm so sick and tired of X, right? This is basically the dance floor is like the flip it list. I'm so sick and tired of this negative stuff going on in my life, my injuries. Okay. And then you know what it impacts. It oozes into other areas. So if your thing is like self-sabotage, then it's like, you know, speaking to myself meanly, like everything that you have, if you were to list 3 things, probably connect to one another. So what I try to help you do in this is get to the root of it. So my injuries. Okay. So let's talk about that, because a lot of people have all kinds of physical injuries. When I'm feeling physically down, right? Like something's off physically in my 3D, like physical reality of my body, my physical expression of myself, it impacts me mentally and emotionally. Therefore, I need to, I'm just going to just throw stuff at you and then I'll try and go into the future you. I need to make sure I tighten up other elements in my physical reality. So if my physical body hurts, what else can I do to physically create stability? So if my body hurts, I can turn up my eating instead of let it impact my eating and let it turn down my eating, because I'm letting the physical pain impact my mental state and my emotional state, which then says, just have all the chips, eat the ice cream, go for that second burger, have the 5th beer or whatever. I'm not saying that's you, but you know what I mean. Okay. So instead of using the physical pain to continue on the down spiral, this is where you put your blinders on and you tune into a clear outcome that you desire. And you recognize that the small pain that you're experiencing, this injury, which could be a big pain, I'm not here to diminish that, but it's actually small in the grand scheme of your life. Your life is about healing and becoming healthy, and your cells are always duplicating and replicating themselves at all times. So am I fostering stability? If any of you are experiencing physical pain in your body right now, these are the kinds of things that I would say to myself. What am I doing, again, in the physical reality, in my physical plan for my day, that is helping my cells renew and refresh and feel good from my, like the thoughts that I'm giving them, because my thoughts are giving my body instructions. Okay. And how I'm kicking myself about it. Like, my knee hurts, or I got this injury, or I had this surgery and now I'm falling apart. No, you got to nip it. You got to be like, the moment you hear the thought that is putting yourself down about the injury, you need to nip the thought and replace it with a positive thought. I love my body. And if that's too much of a stretch, I love my body enough right now to move it in towards a more positive direction than I'm feeling. Just amp it up 1 degree. That's the whole 1 degree of change rule, to change the trajectory so it doesn't down spiral into all areas of my life. And all of you can equate this injury idea to any down spiral, that you're like, when I'm feeling this pain, I let it ooze into everything else. And that is when you're doing my mindset classes, sorry to put my armpit like on the air right now, but I'm trying to get my little nip it, zip it. That is when you do my nip it, zip it lesson, where you're like, I'm self-aware, ding, ding, ding. I got to nip it. I got to zip it. I'm not going to participate with this injury right now that wants to nag and bring me into the other dance floor. I want to take care of myself. I want to restabilize my body. So what can I do today that's going to tighten things up? I'm going to clean up my thoughts. I'm going to clean up my eating. I'm going to clean up, and instead of, like, let's say your injury is on your lower half of your body. I'm going to do an upper body workout. I'm going to sit down and do a workout. So you need to adjust it. Okay. And then create that as your plan. And don't beat yourself up about the injury. Don't beat yourself up when you are going into a negative, because you're like, because it's normal. Normalize it. You got to normalize it being like, well, of course, anybody, when they're experiencing physical pain, I'm a multi-dimensional human being. So one dimension of me is physical. Another dimension of me is my mental plane. And then I've got my emotional plane. I've got my spiritual plane. They're all tapped in, and I got to get them into a greater sense of alignment. So when they're in alignment, I'm thriving. And if one is off, it's going to try to pull all of it down with it. So I've got to amp up to get it back to centered and neutral. So that would be your thing. So just make sure, guys, that you don't let it ooze in. I hope that was helpful. All right, moving on. Stephanie, I'm uncertain on how I'm going to be able to provide for my family after I'm fired from my job. Okay, well, I know what you're going through because I watch you on social media, and I know your heart is in the right place. I know you have unbelievable trust in the unfolding and unbelievable guidance and intuition that is coming. So love and protection is all around me. And it feels really scary because I don't know what's happening next. In that level of darkness that I'm feeling, I need to flip it in a very big way towards faith in the positive outcome that awaits me, the one I cannot see right now. So I can have faith in the negative outcome because I'm experiencing all this crap that's going on and I'm going to get fired. Okay. And I can participate in that dance party, but it does not feel good, right? I've been here at this job, I'm being fired, and it doesn't feel good. You can dance over there, but that's going to be exhausting. It's not going to help you find the next job. It's not going to help you find the next solution. So you have to flip this. And the way I flip it in a giant way that I've thought of in this last week, this is new content, guys, and it came to me extremely deeply, okay, this is my belief, okay? Take whatever I say as like either a grain of salt or like be like, no, you're crazy, Laura, or wow, that really is going to impact me for the rest of my life. However you want to take it, it's coming right from my heart, right? This is extremely deep. This might be a ding ding for you guys, okay? I had this incredible thought, and this might help you. You know how, like I am Italian and a bunch of other things, but like I look at the pictures of my Italian grandma who came over from Italy, and I'm like, oh my God, I have like features on my face from my Italian grandma. So I imagine, okay, this on a really deep level, that if I'm wearing my grandma's nose, let's just say, and that came from my grandma, that I probably am experiencing things in this lifetime that may have also been passed down from my grandma to my mom to me. Maybe emotional stuff that's not my nose, but something else that's inside my cells that needs healing in this lifetime. Okay, I know this is really deep stuff, but this is big. This is really big for those of you who are experiencing something really giantly big right now going on in your life. So my thoughts sometimes that has been a huge help in the uncertainty of what's going on in our planet right now is, what if in this lifetime, in this body that I'm in right now, I'm actually not just maybe healing something that I've received, just like I received my grandma's nose. Maybe I received something that's like, she couldn't, trust the process, or she couldn't deal with, I'm just going to pull in your thing stuff, which is uncertainty and how I'm going to be able to provide for my family. Maybe that's something that has been carried down over and over and over again, that in this lifetime, Stephanie, you're meant to heal again, not only for yourself and what has been passed down, but I want you to think about you and your future great grandchildren. This is a big concept. If you can think about you and your future great grandchildren that are not going to have to deal with what you're dealing with, because you're fixing it right now. You're stitching something, not just for yourself, but for other people outside of you. And you're stitching something up, like cleaning it up, healing it up for perhaps a future generation. So they're going to like, I know, just as an example, like my husband, Scott, still talks to this day about how his grandfather left IBM in Connecticut years ago, and literally, like, while his wife at that time was having the third son, ironically also has 3 boys, literally was like left IBM and started a dairy farm in Vermont. Okay, like a dairy farm with hundreds of cows, and became a farmer when he was like this big suit and tie guy at IBM, and was like, I'm going to teach my boys to be men. I'm going to open up, I'm going to do a dairy farm in Vermont. Okay. And can you imagine like the grandma, which is an amazing woman, opening up her eyes, like after I think she had some kind of emergency delivery, and being like, what? Like, we're moving? You left your job? Like all these things. But how that impacts my sons and my husband. And that was not what my husband's dad did, the grandfather, but like his grandfather changed something that has now impacted the line of St. John's, the level of leadership that I see my sons have, level of leadership that I see my husband have. And it was in that 100% decision that Sam St. John, which is who my son's named after, the grandfather, the great grandfather of my children, decided. And I know this is some really deep stuff in terms of dance parties, which was pretty light. But I want you guys to really think right now, if your mind is struggling in a huge, huge problem that you need to heal and stitch through positive mindset changes in this moment, you are cleaning something up that is not just for yourself. And that's going to be easier for so many of you who are givers to receive right now. Because so many of you are like incredible humans on this planet now, creating incredible things or lifting up or just going through struggle. But through your struggle, again, you're going to clean things up. And I tell this story a lot too, just like the man who like broke through the 4-minute mile years ago. And then all of humanity around the world, even though scientists and doctors were like, humans cannot run a 4-minute mile. And then someone ran the 4-minute mile, and then it broke it for all of consciousness. Like people around the world were able to run the 4-minute mile. I want you to embark on your struggle right now. Like, I am on this quest. Okay, this struggle is either making me dance party with the negative, which is giving fear its power, which is what it wants, or it is making me rise up. And in that rise up, I am finding a different version of me. I'm helping myself. I'm stitching something and healing something that maybe I've been carrying in this lifetime. I'm going to show that example to my children. I'm going to show that example to my community. I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, whatever that is for me. Okay, whatever my lines are that I'm a guardian for, that I'm the gatekeeper of. So fear does not come in to that party. Like, I want to come over here. Fear, you're not coming in. You're not allowed in this area of my life. And I really want you to think about that, people. I want you to think about how you are maybe doing something so extraordinary in this time as our planet is shifting and in utter chaos in different areas, no matter where you look around the world. And that crumbling is happening to let all of this unbelievableness in. Okay. And do that. Do that for yourself. Do that for your family. Do that for everybody you love. Do that. And I think about that for myself. I'm like, I'm helping my nieces every time I like stand up stronger. I'm helping my kids. I'm helping you all. I'm helping my, again, not just myself, but I'm changing a trajectory that may impact my future grandkids. And when I like see a problem that I'm experiencing that feels so big and so deep that I could get so lost in the problem, that is where I go. So that is a huge tip for you right now that I hope hits some of you extremely deeply. Okay, so I'm just gonna go one by one right now. Kala, trying to get over abandonment womb from ex leaving, not feeling enough. All right, girl, ding, ding. You are enough. You are plenty. You are more than enough. And I want you to put a congratulations card from your future you to your current you being like, dear Kala, congratulations. You did it. You stepped away from feeling like you were not enough, feeling like you were going to get abandoned over and over and over again, feeling like your happiness rested in other people coming to your side, or like you needed to put your hand out and that hand from another human had to be there. And you stepped into your power. You realized that the hand that you needed was your own. Okay. And that hand could go in your own hand and step into your strength. That hand could be on your, like, that hand is literally like not victim you, but warrior you, like putting your hand on your hips and being like, I got this. And you stepped into your power. You are now recognizing that you needed to show up for yourself in a much different way. You needed to develop a practice of self-love, a practice of nurturing yourself, a practice of prioritizing yourself. And when you started doing that and you fixed your own abandonment, which was being represented in the relationships outside of you, dishing what you were giving or actually not giving to your own self. So you need to gift yourself all the feelings that you are looking to receive from outside people and sources. And when you develop that practice of self-care and you give yourself these gifts, you are going to shine, because then you are going to attract the people that are meant to be in your life. And you're going to shake off the people who are not. And you create this vision of, I'm surrounded by people, just like the Strong Confident Living community, that are not judging me, okay, that are not judging my every step, because I'm not judging myself. I'm giving myself the self-love I need every friggin' day. I'm snacking on happy like my life depends on it. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you're in the courses, right? I'm literally vibing at happiness like I have to, because I have to gift myself the greatest gift that I could give me, which is my own happiness and my own health, despite what anyone else is doing around me. And when I step into that power, I feel amazing. I feel powerful. I feel brave. I feel courageous. I feel stronger. I feel more confident. I feel like positive outcomes are coming to me. And there's no coincidences that you're in this Zoom right now. Okay, there's no coincidences, because you realize through giving it to yourself that you were inside you all along and not giving it to yourself. That not enough feeling that other people are giving you that causes you to give yourself more to them is not how you give to yourself. You don't give to yourself by giving yourself away more. You give to yourself by actually being like 2 minutes here, 30 seconds here, 10 minutes there. I'm going to sink into the mindset classes. I'm going to listen to a Laura St. John video for 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to make sure I tap into the Strong Confident Living community. I'm going to see what all these people are posting. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to share myself in the communities here. I'm going to take these classes and I'm going to practice them. I'm going to weave them into my everyday. And when I do that, I literally, again, I realize that I'm holding the hand that I was seeking outside of me. And I was abandoning myself, even though maybe I was also abandoned and taught abandonment my whole life. You know, maybe guys, I have personal situations with abandonment. And, you know, it's something you can get over. Absolutely. So, but you need to gift it to yourself. And then it's hooray, I did it. Now I'm experiencing this amazing life where I have my friendships. They're people that I can trust. They have my back. They see the best in me. I see the best in them. I see the best in them because I look in the mirror and I've done like the body image course. I've done all these things that I've taught you, that I see the best in me. And when I see the best in me, people see the best in me. And the ones who are meant to stick to that magnetically stay in my life. And the ones who are meant to leave because maybe they're on their own self-development journeys of awareness, they go away, but I'm not going to cling to them because I believe wholeheartedly if they're meant to be in my life, we'll just let go of everything. Whatever's meant to be there will come back. So you have to be that strong for yourself right now. And you have to develop this practice. And I believe in you. Okay. I believe that you can heal this wound and you're meant to heal the wound right now, or you wouldn't be sharing it. So don't worry about that person leaving you. Okay. If that ex is meant to be back in your life for some reason, he or whoever it is will come back. And if not, you are going to match yourself to an energy that matches you perfectly in every step of your growth. Okay. I need to stop being my mother's full-time caregiver. Okay. So I'm going to go to your future you. I don't know what's holding you back from that in terms of, what that is, whether that's resources, finances, whatever it is. But you need to make a 2-second movie. So I don't know whether you guys follow my videos or in the courses, because I know a bunch of you are brand new, but just binge watch all of my stuff online and get through into Strong Confident Living. But you need to make a 2-second movie where you see yourself in a snow globe. Okay, this is Holly. You need to see yourself in a snow globe as a 2-second movie of the future you, where you have let go of the reins of being your mom's main caregiver, and you then harbor no resentment in this job. Okay, you harbor nothing but pure love for your mom, because you recognize, I want to have a role in her life, but not maybe full-time caregiver. So you need to create this little 2-second movie. What I mean by that exemplifies that there's let's say 6 months from now, you are not full-time caregiving. You have all the resources that you have needed, whether it's additional people, finances, whatever, to make this vision a reality. And any of you, just imagine any of this with your dream. Okay, you're like, I have this dream, I'm feeling stuck in it, and I don't want this anymore, but I do want this. You got to go to the future you with a 2-second movie. So the one I love to explain is not that it compares to the problem you were having, but when I wanted to go to Italy, I created a 2-second movie of me stepping on the airplane. Over and over and over again, all I could see in my head was me stepping in the airplane, and I go like this. I kiss the airplane as I get on. I always kiss the airplane as I walk in the airplane. It's always thank the airplane for getting me there safely, and I just kiss it. I kiss my hand, then I kiss that. Anyway, all I played was the 2-second movie of I could feel, because I've experienced me stepping into an airplane before and doing that. But I'd never been to Italy. I could look at Italy pictures. All I could feel was me stepping into the airplane, and it exemplified that I was there. All the resources I needed to get to Italy had come together to create that 2-second moment. And I would play it over and over and over again, because most of us misuse our imagination when we push it towards fear. We push it towards, oh my God, what if you get in an accident? Let me play that over and over again in my head. Right? We typically play 2-second movies in the wrong direction. Not the wrong, but the side where we're dancing with the dance party of fear. And what you need to do with 2-second movies, which is an intentional focus, is I want to dance on this positive side. I want to create, this is where I teach you guys in terms of manifesting. You got to create the memory before it happens. I don't actually feel time in a very linear way. If you lived in my head, it's all spirals and things in my head. So that's why I can jump you guys from point A to point B quicker, because it's not linear to me. It is you vibing up. It's up and down. It's out of fear and into love, and it's exponential. And when you go there, it's powerfully positive. But the 2-second movie is your future you that does not hold the resistance that the current you has, Holly, to being full-time caregiver to your mom. Now, those of you who are experiencing your own problem being all right, do the same practice. Imagine a 2-second movie where you are this is what I see, Laura. And it means the finances came together, the resources came together, all those things that I thought were lacking, maybe my skill set, whatever, it came together, and push that into a 2-second movie. So see yourself. Let me just help you make one, Holly. See yourself coming in from the grocery store with a couple bags of groceries, and you are so excited to unpile all the stuff on your kitchen counter, okay, that has all this healthy vegetables and different things, or whatever you want to feed yourself and your mom. And you're so super psyched in this mundane moment, because you're still going to be grocery shopping. You're still going to be having coffee and brushing teeth. And this is where I love to help you guys with my tips, is you got to manifest in first person, even if it's the future you. You got to see yourself as the main character. So So you're interacting with maybe the other caregiver that's walking into the kitchen and being like, oh, you went food shopping? And you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I went food shopping. Thank you so much for taking care of mom. Like, and you're feeling all this relief that you have the role that you wanted to shift into. So that's just like the bigger story than 2-second movie, okay, that I'm making for you. But this is what I do in every area of my life, guys. And this is how I make things happen very fast. I literally think of all the outcomes that I want. I create them. I smush them down to 2 seconds. And then that's how I move about my world. But I'm just giving you the fast track to it right now. The fast track for Holly right now is that there's a 2-second movie and all you have to keep replaying is maybe you pulling into the driveway or you putting those groceries on the counter. 1, 2 seconds, boom, done. And that over and over and over again. And it makes you let go of the outcome. So you're not coming from lack. Like, how am I going to do it, Laura? How am I going to do it? It makes you come from this abundant place that's very different than like a toe tapping version of you that's like, it's not happening. It's not happening. I guess I have to do more. Okay. And so you don't move from resentment and negativity. You move from the other side of the dance floor. So anyway, I hope that helps and you guys can stuff in whatever you want to stuff in to your little 2-second movie. And again, many of you have heard about the 2-second movie tool before, but how are you employing it? How are you using it? And bring it, this might be newer for you material, which is make sure you're bringing it into an everyday moment that you do right now. Like when I wanted to manifest living in Malibu, I didn't manifest this humongous beach house. Okay. I manifested me like loving on the split rail fence, like loving on just like, the palm tree that I could see out my window, like the tiny little 2-second moments, not the full picture, but that it meant that I would be here. And so when I look outside and I see those things, I'm like, yep, I created that memory before it happened. I created that. But I loved the split rail fence that I still saw in Colorado. And I knew when I looked at it, I'd be at another split rail fence that I'd see somewhere else someday. And it was part of my 2-second movies. So I hope that makes some sense for you guys. All right. I'll just crush through a few of these more. And you guys have been, I hope that all of this has been helpful to you. My ability to try new things in my work-life confidence is something that I need to work on. Awesome. Shuri Peterson, able to try new things in work-life confidence. Okay. Work-life confidence. So confidence is not having everything figured out. Confidence is that despite not having everything figured out, I believe the positive outcome awaits. So I would do the same thing with you with a 2-second movie. Imagine this balance and confidence of what you see your work life, what you actually envision. How crystal clear is it? Are you grasping to a past reality or can you grasp into a future reality? And I push you guys to grasp tighter your future reality because you will unstuck yourself that way. So the congratulations and the 2-second movies and the flip it lists are to move you from where your current reality is to your future one. So you can pat yourself on the back, give your hand holding that you need to yourself and step into it a little bit every single day. So I don't know if that helps, but I hope that helps in terms of confidence and that you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to have a vision of what that looks like, feels like, smells like a little bit clearer. Fear of failing and rejection. Join the club. Nicole, you're totally normal. You should celebrate. Like, I fear rejection. I fear failure. I fear disappointment. It paralyzes me sometimes in my tracks. Sometimes I'm caught in indecision or not moving because I fear these things. I recognize in that moment, Laura, I'm dancing with fear. And I don't want to dance over there. So I'm choosing not to be a victim to it. I'm choosing not to give it my energy, my thoughts, my focus. I'm choosing to say, well, I clearly don't want the fear of failing or rejection. I'm human. I'm normal. Nobody likes that feeling. Therefore, I have to make sure I'm not practicing rejecting myself. I have to make sure, ding, 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 I am not rejecting myself when I look in the mirror and I self-hate on my body. I have to make sure that I'm not rejecting myself when I look at my bank account and there's not enough. I have to make sure I'm not rejecting myself and setting up all these conditions, which are literally creating rejections. So you have to love on yourself more. As honestly, love's always the answer, but it has to come in different forms to you and from you. So fear of failing and rejection, I don't know any human who doesn't fear that. So minimize that fear. Don't make it a mound. Shrink it to a pebble by normalizing it, and then flick it in the corner. Okay. Flick that little pebble in the corner and be like, everyone fears that. I'm going to keep going because I'm here for a round trip ticket. Like I told you guys, here on planet Earth. I came here, I'm going to leave here, and I'm here for a scratch of time. So just go for it. Think bigger, go for it. Okay. Someone says no. Didn't someone say, like, to Walt Disney, like 100 people wouldn't invest in Disney World? 100 or so, right? Sylvester Stallone in the movie Rocky. Okay, I named my dog Rocky Balboa, but like his story is like so much rejection, and you get up and you keep going because that is life, and you're stronger than that. And there's a more brave, courageous version of you, and it's inside you right now. But I bring you to your future you who doesn't feel the resistance of the current you, knowing well that it's inside you right now. That future you is inside you. But the future you that can see that it all unfolded just the way it was meant to. Okay, here's a fun like side thing. My hair looks different today because I went to, I got my hair done today. So it's so different when other people do your hair, but I'm talking to my hairdresser and she's like, Laura, because I chit chat with her and I like basically coach her the whole time, right? That she's talking to me. Like, Laura, you won't believe this. Like, she's opening up her own salon. And this is something I've been telling her to like consider doing for over 2 years. And she's like, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? She's like, the salon that I'm working in, they just gave me notice that they're closing. She signed a lease for a new place like earlier in 2021. And she was like deathly scared of telling her boss of her current salon that she was going to leave and open her own salon. What happens? Like in this moment, she's like, he just told me they're closing. And I'm like, you could not have made up that intersection of him needing to close the salon that you're currently in and you signing the lease and having the courage to do that. And like, are you kidding me? And she's like, I know. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, Stephanie, with your job. And that's what I'm talking about, everybody, with fearing failure and stuff. There's no failure because even in that rejection, even in that abandonment, it is lining you up if you fully believe and trust in the unfolding and trust in yourself and trusting in the moment and confident that the positive outcome awaits. You are literally stepping into the chain reaction of events that is for your highest good, that is for the highest version of you, that is meant to self-express itself in this lifetime. So that is my push to you. I'm literally going to push you guys in this 6-week challenge to make sure that you are brightening yourself up more. Because again, the world's calling upon this. Okay. Was caretaker. Now I hope that helps. Okay, Nicole. Okay. You're awesome. You got more courage in you than you even know. Keep turning to love and dancing with the people that are supporting you. Okay. We are all here to support each other. Every single person on this broadcast right now is here to cheer you on. Learning new role. You got it, Diana. I was a caretaker and now I have to care for myself, feeling lost and lonely. Well, you have found the community. Okay. This is the community of all communities that I know of that has your back. You will be welcomed into strong, confident living with the warmest embrace, not only from me and my husband, Scott, but literally make sure that you tap in, that you are sharing your struggle. It's now a private Facebook community. If you're inside our classes, if it is the Diana, I don't know, there's so many of you and I don't see your full last name, but there's a couple Diana with an M, so I'm not quite sure. But make sure that you are participating on the inside, that you're commenting, that you're taking the classes. You're not going to feel lost and lonely. You are going to care for yourself in a new way that maybe you have never cared for yourself before, because you've given your heart to all these other people and things. And this is the time that it is calling on you to give yourself the same gifts you've given so freely to all the people you love. And I promise you that this whole community is here, Diana, to feel, to feel that and to be there by your side and to see the highest version of you through. Okay. Parenting schedules, trouble prioritizing exercise. Okay. Sharon, struggles with X about parenting. Okay. When you feel like you are up against the struggle of people you are no longer with, or you like don't want to participate with, but you have to because you are now in different roles in your life, and you share things like parenting, something that you want to be a guardian of, you have to make sure that you are really working on your lines and your boundaries and what you can control and what you can't control. Okay. Especially when there's dual parenting and you can't control often what's happening. That's anything outside of your control. So don't, and make sure you don't, this is just kind of parenting tips. Try not to undo what you think might be getting done somewhere else. Don't undo it. Children are so resilient. Children are like the smartest people on the planet. They know what's up. And I still believe that even if it's sometimes an unhealthy or like not a great situation, because I've worked in inner cities and stuff, I've worked with kids who are all kinds of things. Okay. I don't want to get into that, but just know through my work with children and all in my education past, they are so savvy at learning to navigate and seeing you step in out of the struggle and into strength, taking care of yourself, being like, I'm going to prioritize myself. I'm going to prioritize my exercise. I'm just throwing that in since you added that. I'm going to prioritize my self-care routine. I'm going to prioritize to show my children even more that I can go through struggle and not hide it. Because kids are also really adept at, like, they sniff it. They smell struggle. They know it. So you can be honest with them about, listen, this is what's been hard for me, but this is what I'm working on moving forward. And this is how I'm going to best support you when you're with me and under my wing and my parenting. And there's no slams on the other side or nothing. And I don't know your situation, but I'm just offering some tips and advice based on what I've seen. And it's really just a help in, this is your calling to show your kids that you can fall down, that life is falling down. But it's about getting back up, and that you can get back up and dust off, not just for them, but for you. And then you're teaching your children that you prioritizing yourself means that they shouldn't put themselves last on their list either. Because so many people do this, guys. I see this all the time. And I used to do this where I'm like, I'm going to take care of them first. Obviously, they're my kids. But then I was showing them that it's okay to put yourself last. And that's not ultimately what I want for them. So you stepping into, Sharon, your power of prioritizing yourself and showing them that it's okay to occasionally struggle with this or even have this ongoing struggle, but owning the struggle and then stepping into taking care of, this is what I can do with the schedule. This is what's in my control. It's going to be so extremely powerful for them to see that rise in you, okay, and see you take care of yourself. So I hope that helps. Kim F. I go into overwhelm, pissed off into action, control. I'm working on it. Any suggestions I receive? Okay, so overwhelm is just a feeling that's coming from lack. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough resources. You fill in your own blank, okay? Overwhelm is feeling like stretched in a million directions. Your focus is being put into too many things. So if you are in overwhelm, okay, make sure that, again, you're tightening up do the course on the relationship with time. Okay. Make sure you do my course inside our content. It's one of my faves because overwhelm, like I admitted, was my battle for so long. Make sure you guys take the mindset course on the relationship with time. It's in here. It's just slow when I'm on Zoom. So I'll flip back to it, but you'll see it in the line of all the courses. And that's going to be a good one for you. That one and the course on gratitude, because the course on gratitude is not just about like, oh, be more great, like have more gratitude. It's actually how to find appreciation of yourself and your current situation, and it's going to help move you out of overwhelm. So it can do that. But what you need to do, this is going to be a huge nugget for people who are experiencing like you're getting pulled in a million different directions. Overwhelm is your energy is being scattered into multiple directions. So you need to practice focus. Focus. You need to take the same energy, Kim, that you do when you're working out with us. You're not in overwhelm because you're in the moment and you're focused on 100% pushing through that physical exercise. And it's such a great lesson, right? So take that same lens and now say, if I need to create more balance, it's really that I need to give, this is a big ding ding. I need to give my 100% energy to this thing in this moment, not 50% of my energy, because half of me is thinking about the next thing or that other problem I've got. And that's what I find, guys, with overwhelm is not only is it coming from lack of not having enough of something and then you're moving into action from there, but it's a feeling of this being stretched and you wish there was 100 of you to do all the things you need to do right now. And it's just a focus thing. So I practice focus. I got one of these things. Actually, my son got it for me where I'm like, all right, this is a 10-minute thing. I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes and I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to put my phone away. I'm going to do all these things. So my energy knows to give something 100% focused attention. Like even you guys, I know I'm going over right now, but like when you take a mindset class of mine for 10, 15 minutes, try doing it where you're listening and you're writing the notes and not looking at anything else. You're not listening to me while you're doing laundry. You're not listening to me while I'm doing the dishwasher. You're not listening to me while maybe while you're driving, but just try to give something your 100% focus so you learn the skill set to reduce overwhelm, and that'll reduce anxiety. It'll reduce all the things that stress causes. I practice it. I try to practice this every night when I put my kids to bed, and they're getting kind of old now. So my teenagers are like, good night, mom. But I'm like, still like soaking it in with my 11-year-old, where the entire time I'm with him, I really think just about him. I don't think about making school lunches. I don't think about the laundry that I need to still fold. I don't think about all the emails that I need to send out to our community. I try my best to be like, I'm going to give you my 100% focus as I tickle your back and I tell you nice things about how awesome you are as you fall asleep. I'm going to think about how you were a baby once. And I'm going to think about how you were 3 years old once. And I literally try and give him my 100% me and him energy. So do that, guys. Do that with people. Do that with the next conversation you have. Like I love hopping on FaceTime with my mom in Florida, because if I don't hop on FaceTime with her, I'm doing a million other things. My mind is actually like, what else can I be doing while I'm talking to my mom? Why? Because I know my mom unconditionally loves me. And she, like, even if I'm half there, she'll still love me. So what do I try to do? I try to hop on FaceTime. So I'm 100%, she's in my face and I'm in her face. So practice that and see your overwhelm and stress and anxiety go down. It's literally practicing focused energy. All right, people. I am going to have to save this chat and look into any other things that I didn't answer. Angry, frustrated, and sad. Always asking me, why me? I'm not a bad person. Okay, I'm just going to finish this off with Kelly. Kelly K, because I love you, girl. And you emailed, and I'm like, I'm so with you, okay? Angry, frustrated is not bad. Angry and frustrated means you are ready for change. Angry and frustrated, like I said earlier, is motivating for you. You're like, I'm so done with this old me. It's uncomfortable, Laura. That's why I joined your mindset classes. I know I'm only a few months in. I'm just experiencing change. Like I want to change faster, but you got to stop kicking yourself, girl. You got to stop kicking yourself while you're feeling down. You've just been dancing on the fear side. You've been playing with anger, frustration, and sadness and negative emotions too long. And the equal and opposite, just like I said, every negative, there's an equal and opposite positive. The equal and opposite exists inside you right now. Continue with the mindset classes. Stop asking yourself, why me? Okay, you are not a bad person. You are correct. even if you've had negative thoughts over and over and over again that have gotten really negative, that is not meaning that you're bad. That just means that you were playing, you were allowing fear in, and that fear was, playing with your thoughts. And once you think those thoughts, you think more of those thoughts over and over and over again. That's why taking charge of your mindset, your attitude, your behaviors and actions that follow your thoughts and emotions are so critical right now, versus trying to just change the action and that hope that it makes you feel less sad, or that it changes the emotion, or that it changes the thought. It can work that way too, but I'm here to give you mindset to say, for every negative thought, just feed it a new thought. Tell yourself, I'm ready to stop beating myself up. I'm ready to feel less sad. I don't have to feel totally happy. That feels maybe like too much of a stretch. And if I just start telling myself these affirmations, like, my life is amazing, my life is terrific, I'm so positive, if it does not feel real to me, I'm going to sabotage it. So that's why I step into the 1 degree of change rule, which is just change a little bit, just warm it up like a thermostat that's going from 74 degrees to 75 degrees, just a little bit in the right direction, meaning the positive direction. That little bit will change your trajectory, and you'll start feeling a little bit less sad today. Okay, because you're telling yourself, when I feel sad, I'm just going to tell myself there's a happier version that exists inside me right now. And then when I'm feeling lonely, I'm going to remind myself I've got a community that's there for me. I've got people that total strangers that are my friends in Strong Confident Living. And, when I think that I'm giving, I'm going to give to myself. And that's so much of this theme, guys. So I hope that this has helped you deeply, some of you. And I can't wait to read all these other chats. You guys are amazing. Let me know in the feedback in Strong Confident Living. Again, if you guys are not already in and you just are like, just getting started, just make sure when you go in, okay, so strongconfidentliving.com/Laura, get in, okay, get into the programs, get started. And then when you're in, what I'm following along right now is the 6-week transformation course. So I'm taking a much deeper dive to how to, flip out of your problems. And give me some feedback. This is my body image course, but this is the one we're working on right now. And I'm taking it with you. Okay. I'm doing the simple 6-meal plan. I'm having intentional fun. I'm changing my attitude every day. I'm growing to my next level with you guys. So do it too. Okay. And do all these things. Take the course, go through it lesson by lesson. They're like 10, 15-minute lessons per day. And it's designed Monday through Friday that you listen to a video each day. You follow along. It is self-paced. If you miss 3 days, catch up on a Saturday, catch up on a Sunday, catch up at, 10 o'clock at night. Whenever you do you and you want to develop a self-care routine of everything that I'm talking about, make sure you join in when you're inspired in that moment. Make sure you, how when you get amoxicillin to clear up like an infection and it's 10 days and you start feeling better on day 3 and you're like, I think I'm going to stop taking it, right? You're like, I'm clear. Keep taking it. Okay. Just like you have to keep taking that amoxicillin to clear out an ear infection. I know, interesting example, but just telling you guys, keep taking the mindset classes, even when you're like, I've got life all figured out, Laura, I'm dancing on the right dance party. I've got it, because I'm telling you guys that fear will have a way. It still has a way into my life. It's so interesting. I'm like, really? It's coming in that way? I would have never thought it would come in that way, right? It's going to always come in, because we are humans right now on this planet, here to experience both sides. Without the dark, we would not have the light. And you are meant to tap into the light. My name, Laura, is to push you to the light. La, toward, and aura, light. Laura, through the power of my word, which is St. John. Okay, so you guys, my words that I try to give you are to push you and your thoughts again into this positive, so you can experience this very different light, the different light and life that you are meant to be living in, and that we're meant to be having a dance party together with, okay? So I love dancing with you guys. Over there in the fun dance party. Let's keep dancing on that side as much as possible and live this incredible life. It is ready for you. Your next chapter is ready for you. So let's write it together. Thank you for your time today. I can't wait to read the chat. Thanks for your extended time today. I know these have been going a little bit over each week, but I just want to pour my heart into you guys as much as possible and, you know, participate in next Wednesday. I will be here every Wednesday for 6 weeks. We're on week 2 right now, and it's non-linear. So jump into the classes, get in, guys, and I'll see you on the inside, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. Have a beautiful night. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the thank yous. I am receiving all the positive love. And if you love the, I also want to just ask you guys, give me any feedback if you love the more interactive style with as you're chatting, I'm giving solutions and problems on the fly. I love that. I love like the pressure of that. Like I love like the being on the spot of that. So if you enjoyed that, I would love to do more of that with you. Have a beautiful night. It's getting dark in here. Bye.